Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Souls Off Script podcast, where everything we do is strictly off script, and it will always be off script, because this is what we're going to do for a while. Today, as you can see, I got three of my homies, my brothers from another mother, Derek, Chubbs, and Denzel. We're going to be talking about four different topics. One will be a question and answer subject topic. We'll get into that in just a second. But the most important part is we're all going to have fun. This is what we do. We're all friends here. And we'll try our best to entertain you guys. So with that being said, let's get down to business. First question, guys, I got for you. First question. How can you cultivate a more positive and resilient mindset?
So, I've given this a lot of thought this week, and I recently listened to some videos on mental health. And one of the quotes that this man said sat with me. And he said, and this is specifically coming from a men's mental health perspective. But he said, a lot of men don't put as much effort into themselves, into like taking care of themselves, as they do their spouses or kids. And they need to. You know what I'm saying? So like where it is like we invest so much into everybody else. We talk about fixing or helping or, uplifting everyone else. And we talk about making sure everyone else is okay. But at the end of the day, we don't have enough to put into our own tanks to pursue building us. And that's something that has to change in men's mental health, is like we have to start not only pouring in everybody else's cup, but also pouring into our own. So that's just my aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
I would chime in and I'll say that what cultivates, I guess, a mind like that would be adversity. Because I wouldn't even say adversity as in a struggle, but when you meet people of different, I guess, backgrounds and mindsets, and your ideals, rub against each other, or they clash in a way that helps you build character. It helps you understand clearly what you're, going for, and it helps you clear up anything in your mind that may be, a misconception or that doesn't serve your purpose at some point. So just having those people that you can have those, I want to say, mind to mind, what's right, what's wrong type situations, they really help you cultivate your mind into something that's better. And I will leave it at that.
I would say, basically piggybacking off of what both of y'all said, we need a community. We need people with different minds, not the same, different. Why? You can't test what you know unless you have a test. So what metal sharpens metal. So if you don't have that openness with people with different mindsets, how are you going to see a different perspective? Metal sharpens metal. That's what we're trying to do. So I think we need that center, all of us together. You know what I mean? That's one thing people don't want to talk about. You come together, you may be different, but that's the one thing they do not want.
I can correlate with that. I think in order to cultivate a more positive, resilient mindset, it kind of resides with that. When you see successful people, my bad, I can't believe I'm getting that out. When you see successful people, when you see them together, you're seeing mostly people that are of calm mind, probably different mindsets, obviously. But one most important thing that they have in common is the fact that they're very positive people and they have a drive about them and they have a very like determined will mind set and it can't be broken.
Ambition.
Yeah, they have a really big ambition. That's
There,
what that's
there was
what I
something
can say
else.
about it.
There was something else that, like, I just thought about because, like you said, like what Denzel said. You need people of different mindsets to all come together, and you can't iron sharpens iron. And
Mm-hmm.
like you were saying, Charles, about successful people, and all positive mindsets. But it's not even so much like it is a positive mindset, but it's courage. You know what I mean? And it,
Mm-hmm.
it brought me to this quote that I remember, and it says, "You can't have courage and be fearless, because if you're fearless, then you're not in fear of something to be courageous for."
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So
Right.
really, those successful people had the courage to, even though they failed the first time, they had the courage to get back up and try again and try again and try again. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. It takes courage to really pursue things after you've been knocked down a few times.
Right. I agree. All right. I'll start with the second question. How do you manage your time to prioritize what's important?
Oof.
I don't. I'm
So
still fighting
We're
that.
definitely not starting with you.
I don't.
so um, you really have to define what's important, right? Like you really, a lot of people throughout life we lose sight of what's important because um, we're trying to pursue everyone else's happiness, not exactly our own. So we really need to like if we want our kids to be happy, we like say if the kids want this one thing for their birthday, right? Then we got to work the extra hours to make that birthday thing fit in the budget, that one big extra thing. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, but like I'm making them happy and that makes me happy. But at the end of the day, am I happy or am I at peace? So really trying to navigate all that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at with that.
That's very true because most of the time, some people they try to go overboard with a lot of things and they don't know how to prioritize what's important. They lose that sense of peace and it becomes obstruction and anger and several other things.
Hmm.
So it's always important to prioritize your time and what's important in your life. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm more of a crisis type person. Like I have so much going on, and then one of the situations will just jump out in front, and then okay, I'm gonna handle that first. So I'm working on like being able to prioritize, but I'm free minded. My mind wanders, so
Hey,
I
they
apologize
say
for
in
that.
order to have a very accustomed life, you have to prioritize and you have to set a schedule.
Yeah. Uh, so that whole aspect, I see where Chubbs is coming from because I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everybody in here know, yeah, rent due the first, but the second, you know what I mean? It'd be situations like that where it's like, man, let's jump out. I don't know what to do. But just like you said, it's making a schedule. Like you know what runs where, but that's not always how it works. As a man, you kind of just take it how you get it. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
all you can. Uh, you sit here and we've all planned for it. All right, the first of the month. All right, I got this money. It's gonna go here. We're gonna do this. All right, you check into like, came on.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like it's not as easy as people think it is. But
Mm-hmm.
I'll speak for every man. When you have a plan and that plan goes accordingly,
Mm-hmm.
ain't no better feeling. But 9 times out of 10, you got to make adjustments to your plan to make sure the stuff. It ain't that easy, bro. I'm just like everybody else. I don't. Sometimes you just gotta wing it. That's part of being a man. Wing it. You make it happen. That's what Daddy said. Make it happen.
Yep. Regardless. All right. That said, I'll do the third question. What are some daily habits that boost your mental health?
Ooh, meditation. Every day I stretch. When I wake up, I stretch and then I meditate. And that always set me up to be great for the rest of the day. And I know if I do have to spaz out, it was calculated and it was something dealing with like me. I have ADHD, so my like I say, my mind wanders, and I'm prone to like outburst, and I'm prone to like a little bit of a temper. So I have to meditate, otherwise I would be a walking Labubu doll, like just angry gremlin looking creature on 10. So if I don't meditate, it's detrimental to me because you never know who I'm gonna run into. I'm gonna meet my match. I know that he's there. He's out there. I don't want to
Oh
meet
yeah,
him. So I'm trying my best to always stay
it's gonna be a long
calm.
day.
But I'm gonna tell you now, it's hard. It's hard out here for a pimp
Oh man.
when you're trying to get them
And that bring
bands.
me on my next one, bro. That's my thing right there. Music. Everybody in here can admit if you feeling
Yeah.
some kind of way, find the music for you. See, yo,
Mm-hmm.
that the fall of man. Mark my words. The fall of man will be to music. So what does that tell you about music? It's some strong shit, ain't it?
Mhm.
I'm telling you, like exactly. So meditation, song, like think about when you was a kid. Like what song? Everybody got a song as a kid. You heard that song, your whole mood.
Right.
As an adult, you have playlists of these songs. Now these playlists can change your mood depending on what you
Depending
want
on
to
the
listen
play.
to.
Hey yo, you
You
ain't
know what I
wrong.
mean?
You ain't wrong.
But that's the thing. Like I think we're missing good music.
Yo.
Like y'all take that for whatever y'all call it.
Hey.
But good music, y'all know what I'm talking about. Your mom and your daddy raised you on this. You know what I'm talking about. That.
So the thing about music, right? And this is backed by scientific data. There is like a frequency for love, right? There is a frequency for anger, right? And there is a frequency for relaxation, right? And certain music that you hear, it's associated with your anger because it's playing on that frequency, right? Certain other
Mm-hmm.
music, you're associating with like love songs like R&B, hit them with that Barry White and Candlelight kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Is That's that love frequency. So but to get back to your point, we're talking about how you can start the day off with a win. You got to wake up with the mentality of life not being measured in miles; it's measured in milestones, right? Like we was talking about the other night. Like I got a buddy who called me and he was like, "Man, I've been dieting for 3 weeks and I've been doing a little bit of cardio. I'm only down 8 pounds." And it's like, but you're down 8 pounds. You could have not lost any weight. You could have been up 8 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop looking to the left and to the right of you and comparing everyone else's progress with your own progress because everybody's
Mm-hmm.
different. So
Yep.
wake up and like start the day with a little win. Like I, I have a buddy who did the military for a long time, and he was like, you know, um, wake up and first thing in the morning. First thing you can do to start your day off with a win is you make your bed, right? Because your room's already clean, your bed's already made. You don't have to come home and do that. You can just hop in your already made bed, and like go right to bed and do it all over again. But like it's little wins, it's little conquers. Like before I used to work like 12-hour days, 7 days a week. But before I leave for work for that 12-hour day, I make sure my entire house is clean. Because when I come home, my house is clean. You know what I'm saying? I can come home to a clean house. All I gotta do is I could throw some pizza rolls in the air fryer, grab a beer, hop in the shower, get out. Pizza rolls are done. Eat my food, wash my dish, and go to bed. You know what I'm saying? Like that was it. But you really got to start your day off with like little wins. Like, hey, I woke up today. A lot of people aren't waking up today. Hey, I don't have like Everybody else got all this negative shit going on. Hey, I don't got that going on. You know what I mean? Like
Day above ground is a good day.
a day above
That
ground is a
inspired
good
me.
day.
You know what? I'm gonna call it the little wins. That's what I'm
Little
calling it.
wins,
Little
dog.
wins.
Don't down
I'm
look.
inspired. That
That's my
did
thing.
something for me.
That I tell everybody, don't downplay the little wins, man. Hey, I got an A on this test that I was completely unprepared to take, or I got a B on this. I got a passing grade on that test. It's the little
All
wins,
the
dog.
little wins.
It's the little ones. That's it.
The little
In there.
wins.
The little twins. I mean, the little wins. My bad.
Anyways,
I'm totally kidding. Anyways, that is my 3 questions I was gonna ask for right now. But to go off on what we just talked about, this kind of correlates to the next subtopic that a very important friend of mine is about to discuss. Derek, go ahead and take it away and ask your question, my guy.
so it's not so much a question as it is more of like a statement. But the the topic I'm going to speak on is communication, and the thing that really brought me to talk about communication is early this week I was just doom scrolling. You know, everybody does it, and I came upon this video where this man said something that resonated with me because at that time, and a lot of people feel like this, it's true. And that quote was, communication does not translate to comprehension. And what he's trying to say is when you're communicating with your people, or you're communicating with your friend, or you're communicating with your spouse, or you're communicating with somebody about something, the idea of what you have in your head and the picture they have painted in their head may be two completely different things. And so as men trying to fix things, we really have to bridge the gap on, okay, there's something being lost in translation here. How can we pick that back up and you you and I both understand what we're trying to accomplish here? Right? Because like I spent a lot of time trying to relay my feelings in certain situations, and my feelings weren't getting relayed properly. Sometimes my terminology was off. Sometimes my tone was off. Sometimes my timing was off. And so we really have to create a better environment that nurtures a safe space for us to be like, okay, this is what I mean by that. That way you can stop and be like, okay, this may have came off the wrong way. I'm sorry that it did. This is what I actually meant by these words. Right? We have to, as men, we're taught not to communicate when we're growing up
Mm.
because communication doesn't yield us very good results. But the thing is, not communicating is yielding us even worse results, right? Like the suicide rate, astronomical. The mental health rate, astronomical, across all races, across all genders. The only reason I speak on men's mental health, one, because I am a man, but it's yielding a death rate higher than any other gender right now. So it's a very prominent issue in us as humans. Now, does that take away from the fact that the women's attempted suicide rate is double or triple what the men's suicide rate is? No.
Mm.
Like women are a prominent, they're prominent in our lives, and the way women's mental health directly correlates to our mental health, because if our woman's not happy, we're not going to be happy, right? I mean, we can build the house, but the woman's going to make it our home, right? It takes two things. It takes both of us to really raise that thing up and give it strong bones to stand on. And if one person's lacking, or if both people are lacking, now we're stuck, right? Now the house is going to fall down. We're going to have to rebuild from scratch. And
Mm-hmm.
too often does that happen, because that's what it shows in the divorce rates. The divorce rate's twice the marriage rate. right? Everybody's always talking about, hey, if he doesn't know how to communicate, go ahead and dip. Or, if he's not willing to do this for you, the grass is greener over there. Nah, the grass is greener where you water it.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So we really have to stop and take a breath and be like, okay, I'm misunderstanding. Okay,
Mm.
this is like with speaking love languages, right? Your girl's idea of physical touch as her love language or words of affirmation. Words of affirmation in your head may not correlate to what words of affirmation are in her head. So it's important to have these discussions. It's important to reiterate, okay, I think I'm understanding, but just to be clear, is this what you're trying to say? Okay, cool. Oh, it's not? Okay. Let's re-explore that. That way I can get it right the first time. I watched this video the other day. It's like, teach me how to love you. Teach me how to show up for you.
Mm.
Teach me when you're in the dark how I can properly lead you without sounding or coming off misogynistic.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's my whole point. Is basically it's not it's not about being a masculine man,
Mm.
right? It's about being a comprehensive one. I think that's what it is to
Okay.
me. So take it away, guys.
I love how you brought that back. That was wonderful. A little
I
bit.
appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I run with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, guys.
That came back around. I love that.
yeah.
I appreciate that.
Um. Yeah.
Uh, for me on
Denzel.
that subject, bro, I think you killed it. So like us sitting here talking now, like what's the okay for everybody? What it feel like? This feel like a relaxed, like we sitting, here, we chilling, we talking.
That's it.
You tell me how many dudes you know.
Right.
Wait.
I know a few,
Yeah.
but
I
not a
know.
lot that's sitting
Right.
here having this conversation. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So to be able to sit here and talk to, people from different walks of life, that
Right.
communication you're gonna take with you every day. You are.
Right. And I
I.
So
think
now, like at least for me, in the spaces I've been in, whether it be with y'all or with like outside world management, regular people, the communication aspect that we lose. We've been taught you give respect in order to get it. I'm sure we've all heard that. Um, from my standpoint, from my standpoint, I can't think of many times where it's just like off bat respect.
yo,
You know what I mean?
yep,
It's not like that. Even though you give it, it don't come like that.
right.
Creating a space where it's like our parents tried to give, at least mine, tried to make it to where no, you give respect automatic. But then you learn certain 90% of people aren't taught that way. They're not.
Mm.
So now what you have right there,
Yep.
that's what you get. For me, I think if we could think differently, we ain't gotta act different. We ain't gotta think different, or we can think different. We can act different. We could fine, fine, not a problem. When you come to this table, are you ready to listen, put out information, gather the information, use it every day?
Mm.
Ain't nobody in here perfect, so we all can take some. So
Mm.
the communication aspect, I feel like as men, this is what we should be doing
I think I
Mm-hmm.
think
right here.
too I think too often a lot of people come to the table and they're willing to educate, but they're not willing to be educated. I think that's the disconnect, right? Is like too often, like I saw this skit the other day where a professor puts his two students on each side of his desk, and he puts a ball down on the desk. One half of it's white, one half of it's black, right? And he says, "Okay, from your point of view, what color is the ball?" And one guy says it's white because that's all he can see. But the other guy can see the black half, and he's like, "Nah, you're wrong. It's black." And then he turns the ball around, and he's like, "Okay, so which one of you were wrong?"
Mm.
He was like, it what? Just because you have a different view doesn't mean you're wrong. We can all sit at the same table, have these educated discussions like grown men. For me, the way I'm seeing it is like, okay, if I want men to start talking about their feelings more and start trying to figure out how to navigate talking about their feelings in a safe environment, or providing a safe environment for men to talk about their feelings, you know what I mean? If you want people to start reaching out, somebody's got to reach out first, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I need to be the guy who's on the table at that point in time, reaching out, saying, okay, here's my vulnerabilities. So other guys are just like, okay, I can relate to that. I want to talk about my vulnerabilities too. Then I'll be that guy. I don't mind. Somebody's got to take the first step, and I'm willing to jump, man. That's what it boils down to.
So what I concur to the to what you were talking about, and what back to what I was talking about, communication and mental health. Um, can we do a moment of silence for those that anybody has lost through mental health and any sort of mental health? Can we do that? And I do want to say to something that has recently occurred. I would like to personally say and send my condolences to Charlie Clark and his family. Um, Communication is key into everything, and we can all agree to that. Um, Especially when it comes to friendships and stuff like that. I do believe a lot of situations when it comes to mental health and things that occur so suddenly when someone passes due to mental health, the communication isn't necessarily there, or the simple fact the person is afraid to reach out because they might consider themselves as a burden, or any sense of that factor. So I do appreciate you, Derek, for pointing that out. That was a great topic.
Appreciate that, man.
So with that being said, I like to appoint my next topic, my buddy, my pal, Denzel. Take the floor, my guy.
All right, what's up, y'all? So before we do our topic today, um, I personally would like a moment of silence, not only for certain people losing their lives, but for everybody losing their lives. There was many things that's happened this week that to me is unacceptable. To me, innocent people lost their lives. To me, God's children were called home to earth. So if y'all can, moment of silence for all those people we lost. All right. With that being said, we're gonna move on to something I really love. Uh, Regardless of how you feel about it, everybody, think they know what happened that day. As everybody knows, what's today? 9/12. Yesterday was 9/11. I don't know where you were, but I'm sure you've heard of it. Personally, third grade, Blue Elementary. I'll tell you exactly where I was. They made us walk home. Right after it flashed on the TV, we walked home. There was not a bus. No, your mom and dad had to come get you. Reason being, we're near a military base. Y'all can only imagine when that happened. On that day, a lot of people have their stories. I want to know, my first question, what do you think happened? Shortly, what do you think happened? I will go with Charles. What you think happened on that day? Like, what do you believe? I'll do you one better. What do you believe caused the towers to fall? We'll go there.
I mean, what I can concur from the video, it looked like as if the plane collapsed into two towers. I can't necessarily say who was in the plane because I wasn't there necessarily, but I did see a plane crash into the Twin Towers. That's all I saw.
All right, Derek, what you believe?
So I remember I think I was in first grade, sitting there watching it on the TV up in the corner of the classroom whenever that happened. And we all saw the planes hit the towers, and it was devastating. But the way the towers fell was completely different from mathematically how it should have played out. And a lot of military personnel, a lot of demolitionists have talked about this, especially because when the towers fell, they fell straight down, right? And it looked like the way the towers fell, even though they should have fell over instead of straight down, right? It looked like detonation charges had been placed around the building to bring it straight down as if a building was to be decommissioned or demolished. But that's just my opinion of said day. I can't decipher for sure.
Okay.
So,
All right, we got one. All right, Charles, what it is, what you think?
We know they burnt that building. We know we blew that building down. We know. I'm not gonna even.
I knew one was gonna say that.
Because what building get hit from the side and goes straight down? Like gravity doesn't even work like that. Upon implosion, it should have been a topple over. But then again, they said one hit the other tower. But from the video, they both look like they just went. So
to play off of what you're playing off of, right? The jet fuel doesn't burn hot enough to melt the steel beams that were used to build the two towers.
Hold on. Don't take it. All right, let me cut you. All right. So a little bit about me. I was a welder for almost 15 years. If anybody should know a little bit about metal, it's me. I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm not saying it's factual. I'm not saying I have any proof of this. But I do know in order to cut metal a certain thickness, it takes heat. Okay. I'm not going to say what jet fuel burn on. I ain't going to say no. Okay. Let's stick to what we know. None of us have seen a building fall straight down unless it was demolished. Now, demolition comes in many forms, but for something to fall straight down, there are specific charges. These charges would have to be placed on the main beams. To drop this. Now, did you know the Twin Towers had to be built to a certain specification? It was supposed to be designed to be hit by planes. Did you know skyscrapers were supposed to sway? By design, they're supposed to. I ain't saying I know everything, but I am saying this. That part don't make sense. Moving on to my next topic. What else don't make sense, man? I'm going to ask y'all opinion too. It hit one tower. It hit two towers. They fell. That don't make a lot of sense to us. We just said that. Then they gonna tell us it hit the Pentagon. Understand, the Pentagon has more cameras than just about anywhere. We didn't get one. Not one. There's two of them. There's two plane wings. Y'all know that plane? I digress. There's two of them. Where did you see plane wings Where did you see bodies? None of that makes sense to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, it's said that the part of the Pentagon that was hit had a lot of information in it. I ain't saying it's true or not, but I'm just letting y'all know what I heard. What y'all take on the Pentagon? What y'all think happened with the Pentagon? I'll start with, we'll go Derek first.
So I want to kind of like backpack off you a little bit there because, like you said, there was a lot of information in that one spot that got hit, whatever. But there was also another building in New York about 3 blocks away from the towers that suddenly collapsed that day as well. That was housing a lot of federal information. I'll leave that where it's at.
That's sounding sketchy. I'm thinking that sounds sketchy. I
But
mean, we all know. I don't care who you are, and this is just hypothetical.
of course,
If the
absolutely.
government is batting 100, let's say they batting 100, and all this just happened. Now we got to go to war. Does anybody understand how much war costs? Who profits from war?
Right.
Oh, I don't know the biggest military leaders in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But I digress. Charles, you seen it. What you think? Don't be scared now. Don't be
No, I
scared.
ain't scared. I ain't scared. I think 100%. And the reason why the plane crashed into the. This is for entertainment purposes only. Before I actually get into this, let me just add you this. I just think the plane, the reason why it fell into the Pentagon, obviously, it had a lot of very important stuff in there. And, if you have no evidence, there is no evidence.
Lock him up. Call the police now.
So.
Open up, the FBI coming.
We got him.
I told y'all not to
We
talk
got
about
him.
this. We got him on camera. Lord Jesus. Chuz, man, you seen the videos, man. What you think, man? I hear they saying planes and people, and again, this is hypothetical. Everybody that lost their life that day, I don't agree with. But I do not agree with how certain things were handled. And I just want some answers. I need some more. Come on, bring it to me, Chuz. What's up?
All right, so
What you
on the
think?
day that the towers went down, I was most definitely in pre-K, and I remember I had McDonald's that day. I can't really talk about the video because I didn't know what I was watching at that time, but I will say a couple of years later, after doing my investigations, I believe the same way the levees went down in good old New Orleans is the same way those towers fell in New York. It just feels like somebody was trying to get rid of something. And the best way to cover up is a large scale, diversion. And I just felt like they chose that day as to be a diversion. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. And I'm not going I'm gonna say allegedly because I like to breathe. So allegedly I believe them things were blown to bits. Allegedly. I'm gonna say it again. I'm not trying to get I'm not
All right. We all don't believe it. I see it. We all don't believe certain things and how they were told to us. The last thing I want to kind of ask, and it may be a little touchy, but it come from me because I know why I went to service. 9/11 for me was, like I said, I was in the third grade. You don't really understand what you're looking at, but you understand people around you are being sent away, people's parents, people, you know what I mean? Family members going to war over something that you can't
your
comprehend.
age is showing.
Years later, you told certain things, and you kind of try to decipher it yourself because you're not about to sit here and just believe the okie doke. No, I want to know what really happened. We may not never get them answers, but what I do think, I think people themselves can learn from that. And I just want to know from y'all, what could we do different in a situation like that as a whole? Because if you remember, because Chubb, like you said, you was pre-K. In that era, who could you really turn to? We didn't have nobody else. Like when them towers fell, we didn't have. I mean, who you was gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
Like everybody's sitting all watching this go on. Like what happened? So everybody knows the different things you got to go through with like airport security, all that. Like y'all think that stuff's effective?
I mean, to an
It
extent.
is pretty effective. I'm sorry. Them people will search every cavity on your body
Yeah.
if you have a bead of sweat with too
I
much
mean,
salt in it. So it's effective.
so, but
Well,
there's also those private airports that don't check certain things and all that good stuff that we have to worry
Hmm.
about and all that stuff that comes into play. But as somebody who's getting ready to uh, leave out to join the service, like we all have different ideas, different reasonings, and all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, you know, going to war is. I read the statistic the other day that out of like I think it's like 200 and this was a couple years ago actually. Out of like 244 years that we've been a country as America, right? We've been to war for 236 years of that, which is overwhelmingly the majority, right? So war is something we're so used to being in that we don't know how to be out of it, right? And the probability that the profession that I'm choosing, I'm going to end up in something like that is astronomical, right? And so we have to learn how to we have to learn not only the escalation of force but also the de-escalation of force, right? The thing we have to know as men, and the reason why I use terminology like I did earlier about um, not being a masculine man, but being a more in tune man with my emotions and the emotions of people around me, is specifically because for men it's easy for us to jump to anger, right? Jump to the escalation of certain situations because that's what we're comfortable with. That's what we would naturally can do without having to like worry about expressing our feelings in the wrong way. That's what we're familiar with, and it's comfortable to go with familiarity. So
Right.
like knowing what's necessary at certain times, the escalation versus de-escalation of aggression, of things that could possibly put us into World War III, or how can we avoid World War III?
Yes.
I mean, how can we create a
yes,
safer
yes.
environments for our kids to grow up in versus, okay, in order to provide our kids a safer environment, do we have to go to war? Or can we show our kids that war cannot be the answer this time around?
Well, let me ask all y'all this question. What y'all think? How do I word it? All right. If you know what every country is capable of, everybody in here has heard the word nuclear. I can tell you right now, nobody knows the gist of what that really means. Like these are people who have everything like this. Like this is their country. They got like this. Now, as a people, if the four of us sitting there and we have an opposition, they done crashed into our stuff. We ain't outside of what these other people do. We sitting here like, bro, that's ours. What's up with this? As men, what do we do? All right, we gonna go to war about this? What we gonna do? And all
Right.
of us agree. You touch me, you touch mine.
Hmm.
God help you. So I feel like the military or the government itself kind of did that, but I also believe you don't do it for no reason. It has to be worth it in some kind of way. Every war we fought's been worth it in some kind of way.
Hmm.
What did we get from that war?
Oil.
I ain't saying it was oil. I ain't saying it was none of that, but I am saying we got something.
Oil.
We don't leave. This is the United States of the world. We do not leave.
I'ma say it like this.
It don't happen.
Japan blew up a part of Hawaii and got turned into the sun. They hit the twin towers, not the twice. They hit the twin towers and got bombed a couple of times. Why? They didn't nuke it off the face of the planet because they had natural resources that we were sorely lacking. So it was oil or the bad bitches, either
We like
or.
it for the free. You know, we like it for the free. I'm just saying. Like I said, United States of the world. I don't care what anybody says. We're all different. We all sitting here today. We all love what we love. We have family. We are essentially a family sitting here because there's only one person that made us, and he ain't here right now, but he coming. I said what I said. Believe what you want. But before I end this, I will leave y'all with this. America better realize you're not the one. Like I said earlier, the end will come with music. The end will come with music. Whether you like the music or not, that's on you. But it's coming. With that, I'm getting. I'm a little hot. I'm a little hot. I'm a
That's
little
a
hot. I'm a little hot because my boy is sitting here with this. He eating in front of me, y'all. Y'all see this man eating in front of me. Now I love you, Chubbs, but I'm about sick of you. I'm sick of you because you bought this on here and you ain't told us
I mean,
nothing
that
about it. You
cognac.
just been
He
I
sitting
ain't
holding
that
it
back,
out for
cognac.
everybody,
He
man.
been he been
bro.
Holding it
nipping.
I'm
out.
He
telling
been
you.
nipping and
oh,
I'm
nipping,
telling
dog.
you.
He the
Nah,
gatekeeper.
y'all feel me on
Main
that,
Street
right?
gatekeeper.
Like I can't even focus on my conspiracy theories because this dude is sitting here talking about how good this stuff
Gatekeeping.
is. You
Hey,
know,
hey,
gatekeeping. You know what I mean? He
gatekeeping,
been
Gatekeeping.
talking
dog.
about this all week, all
Yo,
week.
well,
I'm starting to think.
So
I'm starting to think he didn't tell me about that Turkish dish because he wanted to keep it to himself all week. I'm thinking that's what it was,
for
I'm
huh?
telling
real,
you, he the
for
Stop
real,
gatekeeper.
lying, dog.
yeah,
Gatekeeping. Why you
yeah.
gatekeeping, man?
So with
Gatekeeping,
that
dog.
being said, Chubbs, what I need you to do is give us a review on what you eating, my boy. Go ahead and do that.
alrighty. Well, thank you guys for switching up. That transition was magnificent. I don't even know how to describe that. It was very
That's
forthcoming, and
that's
it
how you describe it, Chubbs,
right,
right
and
there.
it threw me under the bus and lifted me up at the same time. I feel like roadkill, but we gonna keep feeling you forward. That's what we gonna do. So this right here is a French Creole and Cajun delicacy. Everyone, this is called a beignet. Now, the last dessert we had last week didn't make it to the podcast, unfortunately, and life happens. It was sitting there looking like a snack, and what do you do with snacks?
He ate it.
Yeah, the Lord is working on me. You know what I'm saying? He's working with me. I'm trying.
He
He
definitely
working with
working.
me. He
He
working
definitely
with me.
working.
I'm trying to lose weight, but here I am with two big plates of beignets just sitting here looking all glazed and nice. This one over here looking like Diddy found it in the backyard, and this one looked like it's made it from 1998. A lot of powder, a lot of snow, but they all delicious. So, welcome to the world of beignet. These gold pills of joy that somehow manage to make your kitchen smells like a New Orleans cafe without the alcohol and homeless people. Just a little hot, but a more of a light, soul feel. And I guess this is why you'll call it soul food. Just a
Preach,
little
preacher.
soul feel.
Sounds like a
They
gatekeeper to me.
well, when we get like a live podcast, I can bring beignets for everybody. But we're miles apart, worlds away,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna eat.
That sounds better.
Yeah.
That
But
sounds better.
yeah.
beignets aren't just treat; they're an experience, guys. The moment you mix the dough and then you sizzle it in that hot oil, baby, and that little snowfall of powder, or you could just mix that powder up with some water and make a glaze like a donut. It's almost like food craft. You know what I'm saying? Like witchcraft for food. It's just delicious, magically delicious, almost like Lucky Charms. But
Got to be
Crackly
that powder.
delicious.
but why they so fun to cook, y'all? Because it invites you to play with the dough. You know what I'm saying? We all been kids. You play with Play-Doh. You can knead the dough. You can massage the dough. If you're a little freaked out, you can have a
Hmm.
little fun, little flashback or two.
Yeah.
But is
Hmm.
It's fun,
Dick.
thick, very thick and consistent.
What the freaking?
Yeah, it's already glazed.
What
It's
the
glazed
freaking?
already. We're
We're
here.
talking about doing some things with some
Yeah.
dough.
Yeah,
Wait a
yeah.
minute.
But yeah, the dough is for forging. It's soft, it's Play-Doh like, and then frying it is fast and dramatic because after you didn't throw it up and out, you gotta hurry up and get it out, or it's gonna turn into a brick. But they're really good. They're really good. It helps you really find center to be here to mix the ingredients and cook your food. You know what I'm saying? And these beignets are a perfect treat for anybody to make at home. It's a little bit of New Orleans you can take with you if you ever came. If you haven't, you can still taste just a little bit before you get there. And I'm gonna always tell people like when you fry these, you want these to be at a golden brown consistency. You want to go for the Beyonce skin tone. If you get like anything darker than that, then you went wrong. Anything lighter, you don't want you don't want to.
You talking about Tyrese or Akon?
Now, as a dark skinned fellow, I take offense. I
Fine.
take offense, good sir. But you don't want to go too dark because then you're gonna have a biscuit, and you don't want to go too light because you're gonna have
Not,
dough.
hey, guys, not Hova dark, all right? Not Hove.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Man said as dark as 11:59.
yeah. Jesus.
The difference between that thing is 11:50.
Yeah. And you know what? They taste great. If
That's
this doesn't lift your mood, if you're depressed, just go ahead and have yourself a little bite of this right now. Happy already. My dietitian might be upset.
Y'all see how you doing us?
Delicious.
Y'all see that?
Delicious.
Y'all see that?
Dirty dog,
Why you
dirty.
diddling? Why you diddling that pastry like that?
What you mean?
What's in that pastry?
Man,
What's in
look,
it?
Oh, no,
look, it's like
look.
9:30. I'm
Baby
finna
oil,
try and
that's
find a
what's
donut shop and go
Yeah.
grab me some shit real quick, dog.
Look at that.
Why
Let
you
me see.
playing?
Don't this look like it's gonna make you happy, baby? Especially when it's hot and
Mm-hmm.
ready to go. It might not be hot right now, but it was hot at some point.
I'm glad it isn't hot, but I was also concerned it was going to be Casper.
It's gonna be Casper.
It was going to be Ghost, as in he ate that shit.
Oh
It made
Lord.
it to the. We made
Leave
it
that
to
man
this.
alone.
We made it. The Lord will
Hey,
make.
he
You
made
made
it.
it to the
The
end.
Lord will make a
Hey,
way.
hey, we're making progress.
Oh
Because
wait.
last time he's like, "Hey, it's already gone, dog. I want
Hey,
y'all to know that." You
Yeah,
ain't
before
listen.
you even got here.
I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him. He kept the
For
pastry.
sure, for sure.
Yeah, but
Next week we doing the mukbang. We doing the mukbang.
That's it. That's
yeah,
it.
we're doing them. We are
Shit.
most definitely doing a mukbang. Posted right there on the page.
They
That's
gonna
it.
turn you in, bro.
I'm
They
down
gonna
for
turn
that.
you into an anime after this point. You the
For
All right,
sure.
pastry diddler.
so let me go ahead and finish this out, y'all. So the history of beignets is quite interesting. It could be traced back to I think, to France, right? And they were basically just fried dough. It had to come to New Orleans in order to get that, little name, that little charisma. Everybody go to New Orleans, everything they want beignets and grenades nowadays. So it's technically it's most definitely a Creole cuisine. The Creole individual myself, I love eating them. This is like my pastime.
Um,
You
you said
you,
grenades.
you said grenades?
I thought I heard
Yeah.
that right.
And when you come
Grenades.
to New Orleans, that's all they want. They want
Like
beignets and grenades.
Man,
each their own, I guess.
my man. They don't know what you mean by grenades. That's what they're
Oh,
trying to
y'all
say.
don't know what a
That's
grenade
I
what I'm
know what you
is.
saying.
mean.
Grenades, my
I
boy?
Like an
I
actual
I know what you
grenade.
mean.
Mm-mm.
I know
So
what you mean.
grenade is an
Anyways, go
alcoholic.
on.
Know what you
Is
talking
an
about.
alcoholic drink that you get on Bourbon Street. They got a
Thank Lord.
yeah. And it's called a grenade because
Man, they drinking grenades. That's the last
I
thing we're
got
gonna
scared.
have.
oh
Well,
no.
look. It's about yay tall. Like the whole cup's about yay tall, but the bottom of it looks like a hand grenade,
And when
and it's
Okay.
got like a straw that goes all the way up. See what I'm saying?
by the time
Okay.
you
As long
I
as we
thought that
ain't
was. I thought.
mixing.
I thought you was gonna drink it. It go kaboom.
well
That's what I'm
is
thinking.
you
Nah, bro. I'm thinking they really out
Nah,
here
you
asking
drink
for
it and you
beignets and
go
no
kaboom, dog.
grenades.
Is
you're
what it
gonna go
is.
kaboom.
I'm thinking like
You
metaphorically. It
shouldn't
just
drink no more than
it
one.
goes kaboom.
Once you hit that second grenade, you're gonna be on Bourbon Street, ass naked, asking for $1. It always happens for a
Not for a
dollar.
dollar, Lord. Not for a dollar.
And
I guess I know why
he
they
said
call it
you're gonna be
grenade
on
now.
Bourbon Street, ass naked
For
for a
a
dollar,
dollar.
I seen it. I see it.
for $1.
I see it.
crisp dollars too, not none of that stripper money. They bougie out here.
Yes, but this was today's
He
presentation.
said,
We have beignets for that ass. It's out there. Y'all, everybody get a beignet. It'll make your depression go away. Unless you're plus size, then you can get the dye flavor.
Ben Gay, not Ben Gay. People don't go by Ben Gay unless you in your 40s or 50s, maybe.
That's it, everybody.
I'm trying to see what that beignet about. Like, I was cool with it till he said grenade, and
Hey,
then I
dog.
was
Like I said,
Look
it's 9:35
I
right
don't
now. I'm
know.
finna slide to a donut shop that's open right now, trying to figure out what's up with these
Yeah.
beignets.
Beignet.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
wait. How many beignets you supposed to get at one time? Like, remind these people how it really is back home, what they get
It
wrong.
depends. If you go to Cafe Du Monde, they're gonna give you about 7 or 8 of them inside of a bag with a lot of flour. I went to Joe's Cafe, my favorite patronage. These motherfuckers gonna give you these big fat fluffy motherfuckers right here. No less than $5. Y'all got that? Good presentation, good food. Look at that hair.
$5 each or $5 altogether?
No, this was like 2 something. The other one was like 2 something.
Okay, that's decent. Like a cheap little bodega. You know what I'm saying?
Why don't you dare disrespect this beignet by calling it a from a bodega?
I'm sorry.
From a bodega, sir. This ain't East Side New York, bro.
Boy, look at him pulling it. Look at him pulling it.
my man is making love to that beignet right now. Dog.
God. Hold on. Y'all, moment of silence for this thing right here. We gotta focus. Hold on.
My man is courting that beignet right now. He is.
Yes,
Stop playing.
he is. Look at him. This bad man right there.
my boy look like Pac-Man.
Oh, don't let him do you like that, Charles. You know what?
He gotta ruin something.
That's why you don't get me.
He just had to ruin a good thing.
That's why you don't get me.
A good thing. I was enjoying myself.
Mm-hmm. Leave it to Charles.
Charles to ruin a good thing.
I'm sorry.
Right.
You know I love you, Chubbs. You know I love you, bro. It's all love. But you do look like Pac-Man.
Took it on down through there.
Which ghost number was it?
Probably the red one. That's the one that always get caught first anyway. That red.
Not Chubbs coming back saying the red one, dog.
Shit, that's the one that always get caught first. I know that red one kind of slow.
That's it, dog.
The blue one was always the
Every
hard
time.
one. That white one was just on go move, and that red one was just lazy. He didn't know what was going on. The nigga was late to work.
Bro, can anybody remember the highest score they had on Pac-Man?
I actually have a Pac-Man game in my dad's garage. He plays it every morning.
I can't hear Denzel.
Hey, we're all finna head over to Chubb's house, play this Pac-Man, and get the high score. We finna do this.
Denzel,
Sure, I got one right there.
You got what? Pac-Man?
A Pac-Man table.
All right,
what was your highest
where
score?
we going? For the coin, where we
The
going?
closest.
No, so y'all remember? So like it's a flat top, right? So you're looking down at the game, but you have the regular like joystick and all that, like the arcade style. But it's literally you looking down and your boy looking down. But it's the same game, like kind of like it was, but it's on a flat top with the controller. It's like this tall, like it's
So
decent
it's
size.
basically
So
playing.
I'm gonna have to play that.
Playing Pac-Man on an air hockey table.
No, not so. Like the table's like a screen.
Yeah, but it's flat.
So the screen basically, kind of.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like the old
what he's saying
retro.
is kind of like the height of an air hockey table.
Yeah.
You got two
It's
people
kinda
on
like a
opposing
retro.
sides. That's what he's talking about.
It's kind of like an old retro feel.
I feel it. I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah, we got good stuff.
Hey, better keep that thing.
I guess we're adjourned.
Church
I guess
can't
we're
believe
adjourned today.
We appreciate y'all tuning in today. We all definitely are grateful for everybody for what they do. Charles, his old lady, getting all this stuff together, all the research we got going into this. Like, bro, we appreciate it. We still growing. We doing this all script. You know, it's fun because you get to actually have a moment with people of like minds and different minds to grow your mind. So it's a good thing.
Absolutely.
I think yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. We don't have this outlet very many places, and I'm hoping over the next few weeks we get comfortable enough to where it just flows. And I see it coming. Like we got it coming. Um, so with that said, guys, like we always say, like, share, subscribe, wherever that button is, wherever it is. Hold up,
Plug the
wherever it
button. Plug the
is,
button. Plug the button.
click that button.
Yeah.
Yeah, wherever it is over here.
Anyways,
Yeah.
we out.